Hello everybody, welcome back to another video where today we're going ahead and checking out the oxygen part of the Galacticraft mod. And yeah, so make sure to subscribe and to leave a like. And also while you're at it, just click on the notification bell to get notified of every video I upload. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. And also, I do have braces, so I might not speak clearly. And also, I'm a tiny bit sick, so just leave a like so I can get better. Now, for the first one, how to transport oxygen is the same as transporting other fluids. So we have the fluid pipe here. We have the walkway of fluid pipe. And because you can walk on this, so yeah. It also works as a fluid pipe, so it gets that spacey feel. And we have the sealable fluid pipe for the oxygen sealer over there. And these are the basic ways to transport fluids like oxygen and others. And now for the oxygen collector. For the oxygen collector, you need about other blocks like trees and just all kinds of other stuff. Trees, weeds, dirt. Now it will work right here because we're in Earth and there's a ton of oxygen around us. As you can see right here, it's generating and it has this cool particle effect when it's trying to collect oxygen. So it's really cool. And as you can see, oxygen storage. The red is the output, the green is the input. The green is where you input the energy and the output is where you output the fluid pipes over there. And yeah, so it's collecting pretty good amounts of oxygen. It's 6,000 per each, and it uses about 200 Galacticraft just energy, 200 energy per second. So, and also it's collecting 186 for Earth. But I'm not too sure if you want oxygen in Earth, because that will be just a waste of material, because Earth has a ton of oxygen and you don't need tanks like these. So how you create the oxygen collector? You go compressed steel. You craft that by just using the compressor, oxygen vent, tin canister, oxygen fan, compressed aluminum, oxygen concentrator, and another compressed aluminum. And this is from the Galacticraft Mod. So the second one, the oxygen bubble distributor. This is the thing that you will breathe in. So if I just give it power, actually, can I just use fluid pipes? Hold on a second, I'm gonna just grab a walkway. Oh. Well, I'm gonna need a wrench. Now you can just do this, and then it will make a bubble. Like, you have to have energy as well. Now, as you can see, it's creating energy right now. It's creating a bubble where you can just stand in and breathe safely, like on the moon or on your space station, whichever. So it creates a decent sized bubble. And yes, it uses a lot of battery because yeah, it uses 200, the same as the oxygen collector. So you might want to keep a decent supply of power sources for this, because you don't want to run out of oxygen when you're sleeping or something on a space station, do you? So this requires 2 oxygen fans, 4 compressed steel, 2 oxygen vents, and 1 compressed aluminum. A tiny bit cheaper than this one, I think. So it makes a decent size, and it goes underground as well. And you can make the bubble visible or not. And now for the oxygen detector. It will detect if it have oxygen or not, and then it will produce a redstone signal. So if I just look for some redstone signal, yeah, just do it like this. As you can see, it's doing some oxygen. Now, if I put this on the moon, which has no oxygen, it will not make a redstone signal. Now, for the third, is that third one? Yeah, no, fourth one. So, for the oxygen sealer, it's a tiny bit different, actually. Now, this is much more expensive then the oxygen distributor. So if you want, sorry, I'm sick. So if you want a much more complicated stuff that is much more useful, now this is the way to go. Now the oxygen distributor is the same. I mean, it's kind of like the same, but it works for a much larger area, and also it could it could do pressure protection as well. So that's a bonus, especially when you're on space stations. So you need the ambient thermal controller to do the thermal and pressure protection. And now it needs a battery and oxygen. Now I just have to grab some. Now let me just grab some ambient. Yeah, so here it is, the ambient thermal controller. Now I just put it in here. I'm gonna need some batteries and I'm gonna need some oxygen. Now as you can see, it will check seal, but the area is too big because this land is infinite. So it will just basically, but if you're on a space station where your space station is small, it will actually just seal it off, and you will have no problem breathing and no problem without your suit either. So now the way to increase the volume, you just have to have more oxygen sealers. So that's how you increase the volume of this capacity. Now I believe that does 96 blocks until it runs out. So on to the next one. Now this is a storage module, of course. Always need a storage. Oxygen storage module. It will just input oxygen right here, and then it will put out here. So this is the input. This is the output. So now for the oxygen compressor and the decompressor. Now the compressor is the only way to fill up your oxygen tanks. You put the oxygen tank here. You put some batteries, or you can input batteries, or you could put some oxygen, which is the oxygen input right here, and then you can put your tanks right here. So let me just grab a tank. Let me grab a super heavy oxygen. Nope, heavy oxygen tank. So I would just put it here, but this one has no oxygen. So you just put some oxygen right here. That was a weird bug. And you need some power. Now it does use a 40 seconds of power, and as you can see, it's filling up. And now this one uses, this one uses 2 compressed steel, 3 aluminum, 1 compressed bronze, 2 steel, and an oxygen concentrator, which is created by more tin steel, tin canister, oxygen vent, and more steel. So not that easy to create, but it'll be worth it. This is necessary for space stations or even here. So let's do slash time set day. That's perfect. So now as you can see, it's filling up, and soon we will be able to actually use this. Now for the decompressor, it's basically the opposite of the oxygen compressor. Now it will put, so you put the energy over here, and the output is the oxygen. Now let me just put some batteries in here. Now this one is basically the opposite. So if I put a tank right here, it will use up this tank's energy and will put it back into the decompressor, and then you can extract it. Now I don't know why you need this. Obviously that's not my type, so I'd rather use the oxygen compressor, much more useful. Now for the advanced compressor, these are basically the same. It'll only just fill up faster, and this one also fill up very fast. Now this one is a example. Oh god. So this is a example of this is a example of how to collect oxygen. So as you can see, I have lots of wheat here. And I also have, why do I have those? Okay, so the oxygen compressors, oxygen collectors below will continue to add oxygen, as you can see here. But this is not necessary on Earth because you have plenty of oxygen in the air. But if you're on the moon or the space stations, then you would need to have this. Now, this is I would say the most efficient design, other than the trees. You can also put trees and then put some oxygen collectors nearby and also collect oxygen. But I would just say that this is the more efficient design. So I would go for this design right here because it will collect about 186. Actually, I think that's on the Earth. Yeah, the Earth has oxygen right here. So, but I just have to update this. I'm gonna need some fluid tanks. Yeah. So as you can see, all of the oxygen is blue. It'll connect into here, which will connect in here. Now this is the sealable fluid pipe, and this is the heavy sealable wire. But this is the oxygen storage module. Don't know why that's not full though. So, and now the maximum output. Now, of course, these all have a crafting recipe. So let's show you that. So 4 magnesium ingots. That's from the Extra Planets mod. So for the advanced and the ultimate, that is from the Extra Planets mod, which is the Galacticraft 4. Now you need 4 oxygen compressors. Actually, you need 5 magnesium ingots and 4 oxygen compressors. Very expensive. And now for the ultimate, you need, oh wow, you need 4 advanced oxygen compressors, which is already hard enough, and you need tungsten ingots, which is tier 9 items. So that's just great. Yeah. So that's just great. So these are really hard to craft. I recommend go for the bubble distributor if you're a beginner, and then use the oxygen sealer if you're a pro player at Galacticraft. Now, this is basically all I have to show you. I mean, this is all oxygen you need. It's a necessary unless you have oxygen tanks, which probably they are not going to last so long. So this is very complicated, I would say. Very complicated, but it provides a wide variety of choices and options that you can do. Now, I'm just going to end off the video right here. So make sure to subscribe and to leave a like, and also just click the notification bell to get notified of every video I upload. And now, so yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.